I hope everybody is doing blessed. I'm doing blessed and highly favored, and definitely hope the same for you. And if it's your first time stopping by my channel, much love to you and welcome. And to my returning subs, my growing, extended, beautiful family, just thank you so much for the love and support. We're all going through different changes as well as challenges, but trust and believe those are going to give you strength upon many levels that you were not even expecting. So, with that being said, much love to all. Namaste, love and blessings. Love and light and many blessings are definitely coming your way. And if you have been watching my videos for a while and have not already, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you know when your girl about to upload her next video. Also, if you're comfortable enough, please drop me a line or two. I would love a chance to get to know you as much as you're getting to know me, even if it's about the positive feedback of the content of my video, or you're just up telling me about your empathic gift, how it impacted your life and hitting you towards a positive direction. And if you feel like the video is very informative to you, give you good vibes, good inspiration, you would love to share with a loved one, family, or friend, or even a fellow empath that's going through trying times at the moment, um, or just needing confirmation or validation towards life path or even soul purposes, please go ahead and share. While you're at it, give your girl a thumbs up, like, and also share on your social media favorites wherever you see fit. Thank you once again for the love and support. It's so greatly appreciated. And I hope you're able to resonate with the content of my video. And the music that I'm listening to in the background, they got a whole bunch of nines on there, which is really good. It's called nine. What is it? 9,090 hertz, 99 hertz, 9 hertz is soul level up, highest frequency of spiritual light and natural energy flow. And I will be posting that link in the description box below. It's very peaceful. I like that. And the video I'm doing today is Heyoka, Twin Flame 101, Heyokas, the 444 portal. And it's like Mother Earth is giving birth to impossible, that it will turn out being possible. Tati, much love to you, big ups to you. She asked me to do this video the other day, and I had to go ahead, open up the, myself towards spirit and get as much info as I possibly can. So I wrote some of it down just to make sure I didn't forget. Usually, I just go right on top of my head, but if I know there are certain things that I wanted to go ahead and push out there, because it was like the other day, it was like I was washing dishes and I was talking to a few folks, and it was just like I went into a straight um it was just like going into my own world, just as empaths that we usually daydream and stuff. And it's just like a lot of things, like I've told you before, if you've been with me for a while, there's a lot of things that come to me in movie form. God knows that I'm forever always watching movies, and it's like a lot of times um my insight comes to me in movies where I'm always looking for the subliminal message, or what was sent, for me to have to be drawn to certain movies and stuff like that. So all these different things is going on, because I forgot all about the 444, but I was talking about this for a while. Y'all heard me saying, all these different things is taking place in life for the act of love. All the things that's going on right now is healing, the feminine and masculine energy. Is basically, everything is coming to the surface. Like you can't, whatever you have been, dealing with, all these things is helping, even when it comes to twin flames as well. I was reading up on different stuff about that. So it's like I feel bad because it's like I got so much information I forgot to write their names down just to give them credit, because it's like I didn't come up with all this stuff by myself. I keep it real. If I get it from somebody, I'm like, hey, I got this from such and such. I know one was called Isis Channeling. I think that's what it was, where they gave me some insight as well. And I said, oh, okay. Because a lot of times I feel like, all of us have been dealing with, it's like almost like catastrophe coming into your life. It's like all this BS drama, whatever, and it's like you feel like giving up. And they say you get to that point where a lot of things is coming to you as illusional, not illusional, but hallucination type situations, where it's illusion, where it can keep the rebirth and the birth. Like it's keep taking you out of that loop of ascension where you really need to get to it, because it's like they don't want you um getting attached to anything ego based, having to be right, justifying yourself, having to explain yourself to folks, all these different things, people coming at you questioning yourself, your motives, or just basically you know, even, you know, messing with your head where you feel like, oh, okay, am I not doing this right? Am I doing this? Or maybe they could be right. You go by your gut feeling. Don't worry about the next person. You know, if they're telling you about this, that, and the third, there are certain things that they need to heal as well. You know, they're sitting up here throwing glass, glass rocks into glass houses. But anyways, they're talking about intense changes will take place that is truly needed in our lives. It's like coming from the mother, what is it said, the earth heart, that is tapping into is a global cleanse, which we all truly need, because there's a lot of things that we're going through that is truly needing to be healed. It's like these things need to be like you're facing them. You're no longer allowing yourself to, don't say that you're healing off of these things, that you've let it go. Next thing you know, another thought comes up, because that's letting you know there's still some layers that needs to be in touch. They're being in touch with you in your center. So they're wanting you to go ahead and face these things, come to terms with these things. And this is the best time to do it, which I already said this the other day. And I was just like, you know what? Because when Tati asked me to do this, and I'll start reading up on these different things. I did a video a couple of weeks ago. What was it? Probably a month or two. I was talking about the alpha and the omega, because I knew something was coming up with the alpha and the omega, and I just really didn't understand what it was yet. But it's just like a lot of times I get a lot of flashes or visions about different things that's coming up. But everything is going to be to that point where it's all about compassion, humility, being humble. Um, everybody loving each other. And it's just like I said last week or even a few days ago, it's like all these things are popping off where there's tragedy, but then there's a blessing that comes throughout that tragedy. Because there's always something that's very bad that happens, but usually, like I said all the time, there's a purpose behind that pain that you have to deal with. Whether if you're losing a child, for example, if you lose a child towards, God forbid, some kind of illness like cancer or something like this, and it's a new strain, and all of a sudden all these different things people are paying to get charities up to, like, hey, we need to find something that can cure this. So all of a sudden you lose a child, and then the next thing you know, there's a foundation or a charity. You know how they usually do those things where they're paying money to make sure this person never has, somebody else doesn't have to go through that. So a lot of times there's a tragedy within a blessing. Because I know I was watching The Voice the other day, and I forgot what that girl's name is, but that woman had a voice of angels, and she had passed away. She went through remission. I think her name was Tasha, but I can't remember her name. But her somebody dropped a comment about that situation, and he was like, my wife had the same thing too. And after all this, he started a foundation to make sure, because hers, they didn't catch it in time, and they got mad. The husband got mad, because the fact is they kept on going back and forth to the doctor. They were like, no, it's, she kept on saying she found a lump in her breast or whatever, and next thing you know, it became fatal. But all these different things are coming up that, it could have been a very big tragedy for you. But throughout these tragedies that are taking place in your life is going to bring about a blessing. These things are going to be helping you on your twin flame connections, because it's going to allow you to face everything that you have went through, or everything that you have a weak spot for. This is going to Everything is going to dissolve. Like, it's going to make you want to go work, more for that. And they say you don't get complacent in it. Saying, oh, okay, well, this is going to bring me closer to my twin flame. They want you to go ahead and, don't allow yourself to get sidetracked with distractions. They want you to go ahead and be, working hard for those things. Whatever your insecurities are, everything is going to be coming up to the surface, and say, oh, okay, well, I need to go ahead and dissolve this, because there's a lot of people that are going through these things that are really in that urge to be in that, that physical union, and they're still working on themselves. You might even have more flashes of your twin flame that's helping you throughout this. They're going through their different things, and sometimes, I hear, people also, excuse me, that are, they're like, Roslynn, I don't hear my twin flame right now. I said, look, y'all all going through different things. There are going to be times where, you may not hear them for a couple of days, because they're doing their soul work, as well as you're going through your soul work. And what else did they say? Like I said, they're bringing, a new sense of compassion towards each other, cooperative communication. stemming from the, the hills that dissolve the competitive mind. You don't not in compete with competition with anybody. I always tell people I'm not in competition with nobody. My journey is my journey. Your journey is your journey. If we meet up, we can go through that together. But my person is the one I'm in competition with is the person I was, 5 minutes ago or 2 seconds ago. I want to be better than I was. Allowing myself to see where I need to allow myself to heal at. If something triggers you, you need to heal from those different things. I was telling my daughter that the other day. If there are certain things that comes up like that and it really bothers you, I have to tell myself the same thing. You cannot control what other people do, but you can control how you respond to it. A lot of times, how do you respond to a fool? No response at all. Just allow yourself to keep going. Don't allow yourself to worry about what other people have going on. People that have many opinions about whatever you're doing or whatever. This is your time to go ahead and work on you. You know, pray for them folks that keep coming at you all crazy and stuff like that. Allow yourself to go ahead and do what you need to do for yourself. But all these different things, it goes back to love base. Everything is on compassion, love. And I mean, I've been saying this for the last few days. All these different things that's taking place. At the end of the day, you hear people praying for other people. It just seems like the world is awakening to a new thing. Everything. What does it say? Sorry, y'all, because I hate reading from anything. I usually want to go off from the top of my head or what I usually get from spirit. But it says the fourth day, fourth year, will lay foundation for these new energetics and establishments. Yeah, established system constructed into unity based on love, and that's good. It says the Alpha and the Omega, the Om is 10, and the Ra is 10, and returning to oneness. Love everywhere is present. Emerald light, flame, sun at heart center, which becomes portal of magic, manifestation, creation, seeding, fertility, self-empowerment, going through extreme transformation. This is with your power. It also said, don't be careful of ego traps where things are, you're seeing where you need to go ahead and heal from. But they'll be saying, be careful of the drama that's going around you, because they want you to be able to rise above no matter if somebody coming at you crazy. Do that. Allow yourself to separate. You ain't even gotta allow yourself to separate, because that's what your challenge is. Or you're going to allow yourself to be affected by other people's opinion, other people's how they see you, what they think of you, what you're, it's all about how you see yourself. It's all about how you validate yourself. When people go all the way out their way to do things, that's a lot more. Then they need to go ahead and be healing on themselves, and you worry about what you're doing. And it says all beauty of vibrations, grace, truth, uh, kindness and compassion, tolerance for humility, like I said. Remember ego. That's what I was just talking about. The gate, you can't go. The gate of grace cannot open if you're allowing yourself to be trapped in that ego, where straight going to loops where you feel like you have to be right. You got to constantly validate yourself through other beings when you need to do it within yourself. um, Allowing yourself to think of negative. You're speaking from anger. You're allowing yourself to speak of fear based or opinion based or judgment. I can tell somebody, hey, the way this feels makes me feel this way. So it's an opinion, but I have that right to opinion, but I being like, it's like being very discerning and being mindful about how it comes out. If somebody, I can't be responsible how somebody takes something. If I feel a certain way, I'm like, hey, that's how I feel, but I'm gonna let it keep it moving. I'm gonna keep going back and forth about stuff. But I'm allow that to allow me to go ahead and work on myself. So it says keep things out of the loop. Like I said, go from straight death to birth to death, back and forth, and you won't be able to go through ascension, which you need to be able to do. I mean, they're making it sound good. I was like, ascension. I hate going through ascension, but that is something that's totally needed, because that takes a lot of change. It takes for you to be able to face things. Allowing you to be able to heal from what you choose to ignore, or you choose to walk away from. Because a lot of times, if you're not allowing yourself to face it, see where it's already held its part into your life, that's where you have to allow yourself to come to terms with those things. But even if you're a twin flame, that opens up a lot of things for you. If you're going through a different situation where things seem hard, and you haven't been in touch with your twin flame, y'all went towards your other way, you had to leave or whatever, if it's meant for y'all to go back into physical union, it will happen, but it won't be able to happen until y'all all up on the same level. There's dissolved from anything that's fear based, insecurity based, doubt, fears, all those things are going to be dissolved when you're allowing your says, once everything will awaken, it will be stronger, the unseen truth will be revealed. Okay. And it said, when you step into it, you'll step into your power, and be able to be into your truth, and not allowing whatever is going on around you, because you're going to be constantly tested. It's going to be things that's going to come at you, and it's just like they're playing their part, just like you're playing your part. You're allowing yourself to heal where it needs healing at. We're all facing these things. That's the reason why all this stuff is going around, and you have to be quarantined or social distancing and all this stuff. And that's basically all it is just sitting up here cleansing you towards everything that needed to be healed in the first place. But it's like the illusion will be dissolved in a faster rate. And it may be like daunting and stressful, but it's also exciting times, because you're allowing yourself to heal from the things that you need to heal from, and you're able to stand in your truth. But like I was saying about the thing about the movies, it was like when I was watching, I was allowing myself to, while I was washing my dishes and stuff like that. And all of a sudden I just tuned out for a minute. And it was just like all these different movies that has came to me. And I was just like, wow, I never really thought about it in a subliminal term. And all of a sudden, what was it? Buffy and the Vampire Slayer came out. She's fighting all those different things, but she can't really tell nobody about herself. But we're those ones that if you feel like if it's something evil, you really can't say anything, but you'll know that through your intuitive. I mean, you're twitching. That's what I meant to say. But what was the Angel? The one that was the spinoff from that, and I was talking about. I was telling my friend about that, and it was just like, Angel and Darla, I think that's the girl name, the one who sired him, they end up having a baby named David. Two vampires were not supposed to have babies. What else was it? The Coven, they were looking for the Supreme, and the Supreme been there the whole time. And what was the other movie? God dog. It was that one. Seven Signs. It's like, because I was seeing it at first, every time something, I kept on seeing a seal being broken in my face, and I was like, I jumped back like, whoa, what is this going on? I started tripping and stuff like that. So it was Signs, Seven Signs with Demi Moore in it. I forgot who else was in that movie. Demi Moore, because that was back in the 90s. That was my movie. That one, Twilight, when Edward and Bella got together, and she was still human. There's no way that you should be having sex with a vampire, and you're having a half vampire, half human baby. Those things are not possible. And that's when I started getting up towards these things, and I drew back, and I'm like, I sent my friends like, wait a minute, hold up. Now I see what's popping off. And it's just like when I was saying to my videos before, that all these things started off from when I'm feeling it. It's been since October and November, and things been popping off. But when we see it, it's a tragedy. But the tragedy is pushing out the blessing into that. Because, like I said, when it came to Cali and all those different fires they had, all these people are putting in money. They're helping people, start, building up their houses, or, they had to go ahead and, they're starting to have different donations. And after that, it went to Australia. And all these people started sending these celebrities started sending money out there, no matter what, these people done lost houses, they done lost all these different things. There's celebrities that was really helping them, which was a true blessing. There's people in Australia that was taking people in, taking these animals. They had airplanes flying over and giving the animals, vegetables and stuff like that. Or we done started such a prayer mass for all that energy. It pushed out love to where these folks started getting thunderstorms and stuff like that, which is truly a blessing on so many levels. I felt so bad for my friends that, my friends that I know that live on that, side of the world. Plus people I didn't even know. It was just like really hard for me to watch that because I always got teared up watching stuff like that. Like I can't deal with it. It's too much. And all those different things had taken place through times of tragedy. These, and now, when it came to the situation with Kobe and those 7 other people, along with his daughter Gianna, there was a lot of people around the world where you're seeing them, consoling consoling so many people. I couldn't even get on social media because it was just so heavy. I remember I took off for 2 days after that because it was like I had some kind of prediction about this. I said it in my video. I think it was the full moon one I did. It was, a couple of months ago. And then next, I came up with that. And then, seeing the last 5 minutes, I just didn't like that of their life. So all these different things that's taken place had an ending, even though it might have been sad. There's so much of compassion in the world. And that's what, we're going through a mass awakening. And through all that, like I said, with all those different movies that has taken place, some people think it's the rapture. Some people think, it's the end of days. This is not the end of days. It's just beginning. She is birthing up something new, creating. Because we have had so much different hell going around in the world that, there's people hating people. There's, wars being started over some little petty ass disagreement. All these different things going on in the governing system or whatever. And it's just been so much hell raising out there. We really need to have love in our life. We need to be compassionate for our brothers and sisters, no matter what, what nationality they are, what, sexual base they're interested in, whatever. That's where you came from, that's what we're going to end up going to. So it is just like they're wanting us to be on that level of compassion. They want us to be able to rise above all the differences that brought us on this path. You had to go through these things. You had to experience these things to basically tell you, even though you have been through so much hell, you have gone through so much different catastrophes in your life, whether it was abuse, physically, emotionally, mentally, sexually, whatever, and you can still rise above that and be loving to a fellow man. That's what, and I'll tell people we are all that uh, that example. There's a lot of different things that goes on in the world, and a lot of people are speaking out of ego. A lot of people are speaking out of anger. A lot of people are speaking out of, just being hurt. Hurt people hurt people. And there's so many different things I faced, so many different things I don't face that I just don't talk about, but those are the things that make you the strongest. Those are the things that make you resilient. It's like time is short. Why sit up here and be in life, whereas like life is so precious? It doesn't, there's not a lot of people that still have that. They're denied that. And it was just crazy how I was chilling my daughter's best friend. And, my daughter has been going through so much when it came to her friend that passed away recently. And her friend was just coming up and, she's like, Mama, da, da, da. And, and I told her, she said, just because she wants her to live for her, there's so many things that, we tend to not do for ourselves because we're walking in fear. We're walking in doubt, disbelief, not having enough faith, because we're allowing ourselves to pull our own self back. The only person we're hurting is ourselves because we're not doing that. That's why this big portal is about to come open. It's just like I told everybody, there's people like, oh my God, it's the end of the world. No, it's not. It's just the end of old ways, which needed to happen anyway, because it's just too much stuff is going on in the world. And that really needs to happen for us. And it is just like when things are opening, They're telling you, do not get caught up in that stuff that's going on around you. Do not. This is that time where if you're closed off, if you notice it's not out in the street, creating all that type of pollution, people right now that are on this lockdown, they're with their family. You know, they're allowing themselves to be, caring and being involved with that, because there's a lot of times where it comes to professions where you're not barely at home. And sometimes if you have children, you're like, mom, dad, how come you're not home? I want to do this, I want to do that, and stuff like that. So all these good things are coming through. And like I said, they're healing the feminine and masculine. um the alpha and omega is getting strengthened through this, and they're putting their energy through all this stuff. You're being able to see what is no longer necessary in your life that you need to come to terms with while you're going through this. You're going to go, this is the most powerful transformation that has happened, they said, in a billion years. So these things were needing to happen. So it was like I was saying, when it comes to all those different movies that was coming to me, it was like it was coming in, like back to back to back. And I'm just like, okay, what is this trying to tell me? Because this is weird. And then all of a sudden, I just had a WTF moment. I said, what? Whoa. I said, okay, I'm getting this. Because I said, all the laws of nature. A lot of things, people walk around here half aliens or whatever they want to call them. They don't believe in God or whatever. But I said, you have to be able to believe in God. You see all this hell raising that's going on with the devil and stuff. You have to believe there's God on top of that too, because it's just like balancing everything out. Yes, there was hell going on because of all these fires, but look at what happened after all this. People donating stuff, helping rebuild things, being, selfless and not doing it just because they felt like they had to, but they did that. They knew what it felt like to not have something. They've been, some of these, celebrities didn't, they've been in some really bad situations, so they knew what it felt like to be like that. And I knew, they done lost all these things, and and it's just like some people don't have that money to go ahead and rebuild those things. So it's all out of love. So everything that is happening that, people don't feel is possible, if it's God and mama nature, they can do anything they want to do, because it's just, the fact is, when they do that, and I feel whatever is about to pop off from all these different changes that's going on, the laws of nature, God and universe and all the powers that be is about to produce and give birth to something that the world truly needs right now. All these things is popping off and stuff like that. People are like, oh, it's the rapture and all this stuff. It's in a good way if all these different things is coming on. And whatever it is, they're going to, by the laws of science, there is not going to be something that is something that, basically, what I'm feeling like what it is, it's going to be something that the world's going to be talking about for a long time, because they don't feel like they're going to be like stupefied, like how did this happen, how did this work, this is going to be, they're going to talk about it. It'll probably be up in textbooks, if they even still have textbooks. They're probably going to have computers or whatever when the kids go to school. But kids are getting homeschooled, people are praying, people are being more loving towards people. You're having to deal with yourself, you're having to heal yourself. That's a good thing, even though it's just like sad that people are dying from all these different things in the world. And I send so many vibes to whoever's dealing with this, because I know that I don't even want to imagine. But all the things that is going on right now from Mother Nature is about to burst out something that is going to define all different things that is non-textbook possibility. It's going to, you're like, how is this possible? Because whatever it is, she's birthing out something that the world ain't gonna be ready for, but it's going to be something that is needed in this world. So I hope this was able to, you know tell you what it was about, because I know Tati was wanting me to talk about this, and it was just so many different things. I didn't want to. I hate going off of books and stuff like that, writing it, unless it's like a technique or something I gotta tell y'all about. But I just don't like reading off of stuff like that. But main things on that portal, and I know we got the pink moon that's coming on the 7th as well. So all these different things are taking place in our life that is truly needed. If you all want to go ahead and do that, I like doing that when people ask me, hey Roslynn, can you make a video about this? Just write it down, drop a line to me, and I'll try my best to go ahead and get it done. Every once in a while, somebody will ask me, "Hey, Roslynn, can you talk about this?" So it's just like the inside. I feel the changes are going to be heavy. It's going to be, yeah, it's going to be very stressful because things are going to come at you. And it's like when we pray for something, like we're praying for strength and peace to get through something, it usually ends up being with something the most that can really trigger you, but also be your best teacher at the same time. So, prepare yourself for this. You probably already been going through it, but allow yourself to know these things are being placed on you is only making you stronger. You're gonna see truth, and truth may, sometimes it's not that pretty. So, but at least you know it's the truth. But all right, y'all, much love to you. Sorry for me taking so long. I had to go ahead and get my energy back up. I had to go do some things this morning. So it was very busy as well as crazy. So I will see y'all on my next video. I hope y'all are being safe. So big shout out to Tati. Much love to you. Miss Sheila Jack, Miss Sharon Craig as well. Um, and Linda, much love to you as well. So I hope all is well. Blessings and love to you all. And, I hope you're staying safe and doing some really good things. Allow yourself to do some good things while if this is your time off right now. So like and subscribe, give me a thumbs up, share, tell somebody about the channel. It's pretty truly was that pretty truly appreciate it. So much love to y'all. Like and subscribe, drop a line. If you need to get in touch with me privately, you can always find me on Facebook Messenger. Let me know that you are in tune with me here, and let me know uh whatever your concern is about your spiritual path, then I'll try my best to go ahead and help you. Or if not, I'll give you the information that sends you straight towards that way. So much love to y'all. We'll see y'all on my next video. Make sure you give out love, light, and positivity, as well as prosperity words, vibes, and frequencies. You never know, those things can really take somebody a long way. Know that you're blessed, highly favored, and forever loved, and knowing there's always somebody out there praying for your better days. And I pray that whatever you're dealing with right now at this moment, and you're really trying to manifest something in your life, I hope it comes 100,000 times more than what you expected, and comes way sooner than you expected. And I will see you on my next video. Much love to you. Peace. Be well.